There are plenty of complicated ways to feel better in life. Meditation apps, cold plunges, inspirational quotes from people who definitely wake up earlier than you. But there's one mood booster nobody talks about, mostly because the people who know are too busy trying to find parts on eBay, the classic car. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can something built in the 70s with the structural integrity of a sandwich and the reliability of a French electrical system improve your mood? Well, let me give you 3 very solid, very scientific reasons, or at least 3 reasons that work for me. Reason 1, classic cars make you feel like the main character. Drive a modern car and you're basically piloting a dishwasher with headlights. Drive a classic and suddenly you're starring in your own film. A Citroën DS makes you feel like a time-travelling diplomat. A Triumph TR6 convinces you you're more charming than you actually are. And a Porsche 928, well, that just makes you feel like you should have a yacht, even if the closest thing you actually have is a kayak from Decathlon. There's something magical about the way old cars look, smell, and sound. They give you instant character development. Even your bad hair days look intentional when you're climbing out of a 1970s Alfa Romeo. Reason 2, classic cars force you to slow down, and slowing down feels good. It's impossible to be stressed while driving a Morris Minor. The car simply won't allow it. Try rushing and it will respond by quietly shaking its head and possibly removing a piece of itself in protest. Modern cars make everything too easy. Half the time you don't even feel like you're driving, you're supervising. But an old car demands your attention in a way that pulls you out of your head and into the moment. You have to listen, feel, and occasionally bargain with it. And in that process, everything else, deadlines, notifications, the existential dread of why did Sharon schedule another meeting, fades away. It's mechanical mindfulness, but with better smells. Reason 3, classic cars create tiny adventures. Without even trying, you don't take a classic out just to buy milk. You take it out because maybe the sun is out, maybe you finished work early, or maybe you're feeling particularly brave and want to see if the old electrics are in a cooperative mood. Even a simple 5-mile drive becomes a story. Maybe you meet someone at the petrol station who used to own the exact same MGB, but in mustard yellow. Maybe someone gives you a thumbs up, which counts as more social interaction than you usually get in a week. Or maybe, just maybe, everything works perfectly, and you spend the whole journey grinning like a child because your 40-year-old Volvo hasn't made a single alarming noise. Classic cars transform the ordinary into the slightly ridiculous, the slightly magical, and the definitely memorable. And that's good for the soul. So yes, they break, they leak, they squeak, and occasionally they demand rituals you can't explain to normal people. But they'll also lift your mood faster than any wellness practice I've ever tried. Because when you're behind the wheel of something old, whether it's a Beetle, a Jag, or some questionable French masterpiece held together by enthusiasm and rust, the world feels lighter. You feel lighter, and sometimes that's all the therapy you need.